Is the point or ordered pair a solution to the given linear equation? So we're going to graph the equation given. Remember, this is in reference to y equals mx plus b. The two things you need to write the equation, and the two things you need to be able to graph the equation is your slope, which is your m value, your y-intercept, which is your b value. In this case, that's going to be a -4. And our slope, it looks like, is a positive 4/3. And it is positive, which means it will be an increasing line. So as the x values increase, the y values will also increase. So it should be going up. We're going to start at a -4 because that is our y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, start at a -4. It is a positive slope of rise 4, run 3. So rise over run. So rise 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to fill our whole graph. 1, 2, 3. It's going to run off. That's okay. We're going to go the other direction just to make sure we're complete all the way through, to make our life easier if we're a visual learner for deciding if it's a solution or not. As I mentioned before, please try to make these lines as straight as possible. If you need to grab a straight edge, whether it be a ruler, the edge of a notebook, the edge of a piece of paper, either way, you want these to be pretty accurate, especially if you're going to use this as a way to decide if they are solutions or not. You will have access to pieces of graph paper during your EOC, even on the calculator inactive portion. Now, if this happened to be on the calculator active portion, I highly recommend putting it in Desmos and using that. But we're going to practice without it right now. Okay, so is a -3, -8, a solution to this equation? So -3, -8. There's a couple different ways you can do this. Just like we did it with inequalities, we can plug these things in. So our y value is -8 equals 4/3 times a -3 minus 4. Now, you are dealing with fractions, which is okay because -3/1 times 4/3 is going to be very nice and neat. So 4/3 times a -3/1. Remember, we work straight across the top and straight across the bottom, which give me a -12/3, which will give us a -4. -4 minus 4 does give us -8, so this statement is true. That's how you would solve it algebraically. But the fun part is this gets even easier once you have a graph. So if you can graph the line and you're a visual learner, we're going to go to -3. 1, 2, 3. Count very slowly. Make sure you don't mess up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is on the line, so it is a solution. So -3, -8 is a solution. So that's a yes. -1, -1 is the next one they want us to check. This one is not going to be as nice and neat when you multiply, just because you're going to keep that fraction and then it'll have to move around a little bit, maybe. So maybe not your favorite. Probably a better one for our actual worksheet. So -1, +1, not on the line, so that's a no. Is 0, 3 a solution? So 0 up to 3. That's a no as well. Is 3, 0 a solution? Now, this is set up this way on purpose. Remember, x, then y. So we're going to move left, right, then up, down. So 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Don't go up or down. There we go. That is our x-intercept as well. X-intercept. When y is 0, you will always see your x-intercept. And this is a yes because it is on the line. 6, 4. Is it a solution to our equation? So 6, 4. I'm going to go over to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I go left, right first. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It is on the line, so that's a yes. 8, 7. Is it a solution? So I'm going to go from 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Now, if you're questioning, 87. Let's do it algebraically one more time. So 4 over 3 times our x value, which is 8, and I'm going to do 8 over 1, minus 4, if we're right, should give us out a 7. 4 times 8, because we're going to work straight across the top. 4 times 8 gives us 32. 3 times 1 gives us 3. And now we have to subtract 4. Not ideal because we have a nasty little fraction here and without a common denominator. When we're adding and subtracting fractions, you do need to have a common denominator. So we need to turn what was a 1 into a 3. So this is going to become a 12. And sorry, I wrote that kind of fast. So to turn this into a 3, we're going to multiply the bottom by 3 and the top by 3. And that's where I got that 12 over 3. So now they have common denominators. So 32 minus 12 is going to give us 20 over 3. It's really close to 7, but that's not 7. Just like it looks really close to that line, but it's not on the line. Beautiful. We're going to do one more. Without a graph, are the following points solutions to the equation 1/2 x minus 5? So 1/2 x minus 5. We have 10, 10. So this is my x, this is my y. Y is 10 equals 1/2 times 10 minus 5. Does 10 equal 5 minus 5? That's 10 equal to 0. That is not a true statement, so that is a no. Again, if it's calculator active, you can go plug this equation into Desmos and go track these points like we did on the last one. -8, -9, x, y. 1/2 times a -8 minus 5, is that going to give us a -9? If I take -$8 and I divide among two people, they're both going to owe me 4. -9 does indeed equal -9, so yes, it is a solution to this equation. -16, -3, and you're still using the 1/2 x minus 5. So 1/2 minus 5, and that's equal to y. Our y value is which one? And our x value. So 1/2 of -16 is going to give me a -8 minus 5. Is that going to leave me with a -3? It does not, because that actually, this is a good EOC-like tricky one, because I can see some of us not using our negatives correct, because we do know the difference between 5 and 8 is 3, but in this case, it's -3 equals a -13. So that's a no. Last but not least for this function, 12/7. You try that guy and let me know what you get. All right, so 7 equals 6 minus 5. 7 does not equal 1, so that is a no. A lot of these are no. You are going to run into probably more no's than yeses, because if you think about the coordinate plane and all the coordinates that are possible versus those that will fall on a direct line. Now, 2x minus y equals 9. This is in standard form. In this case, standard form is not a problem. It still doesn't make the statement true. So does 2x minus y equal 9? Also, the beautiful part in Desmos is you can put it in standard form and it will still graph it for you. Just for the sake of practice, 2x minus y, we will go ahead and try to isolate y, again, for practice, because if you had to put it on graph or identify the slope from here, you could not do it. So we do have a negative y minus 2x from both sides. These are not like terms, so you cannot combine them. Don't lose that negative. You're just going to bring each of those terms down since they don't combine. We're not quite done with that y because we have that imaginary -1 in front of it. So we're going to divide by negative, divide by negative. That just switches the signs of everything to the right. Y equals 2x minus 9. This is the same equation as this. And if you ever want to check it, Desmos, and they should graph on top of each other. Now back to the solution conversation. We're going to use the one they gave us just in case we were to make a mistake in this one. You don't want to bank on missing all of these because of a small mistake here if you don't have to. If we have to, we have to. All right, so we have 1, -7. We're going to use the standard form of our equation. Our x value is 1. Our y value is a -7. I like to use these parentheses so I don't mistake my negative here as the same as the negative here, because they're not the same. and a negative negative is going to give me a positive. So it's going to be 2 plus 7 equals 9. In that case, 9 is 9. So yes, it is a solution. Number 6, we have 5, negative 1. So again, 2, open parentheses, minus open parentheses, equals 9. We have our x value and our y value. Go for it. Okay, so 2 times 5 is 10. Minus minus. Again, they're making sure you're paying attention here. This is a big common misconception. Plus 1 equals 9, because if we'd messed that up, then we would have gotten this to be 9 equals 9. Really close, but no dice, because 11 is not the same thing as 9. So that is a no. Couple more. So we got negative 3, 15, negative 15. We have our x and our y. Get after it and let me know what you find. All right, so we did end up with 9, 9. Again, lots of these at negative, negative. But it does give us 9, 9. So yes, this is where they think you're going to mess up. That's why we have tons of this practice, okay? So for the next guy, we've got an x, 8, and a y, negative 7. As you know, go for it. Give me what you think is the best answer here, guys. 9 does equals 9. Yes, it is a solution. Hopefully you see the correlation between this and the solutions on the inequality unit we used last time. It's exactly the same. It's just a matter of being neat, being purposeful, and making sure you know your x and y's. And does it indeed make the statement true? Great job, guys. Have an awesome afternoon.